Hey, how's it going everyone? Hope you're all having an awesome day so far. RipNtear from RipNtear Gaming, and recently there was a big update to Doom Eternal that improved many things from the campaign, battle mode, cosmetics, and so on. This is Doom Eternal's second major update, and I'll be talking about everything that we know from the update as well as some speculation on the future DLC. If you are new here and love Doom and similar content, then you are in the right place. If you like what you see here, then be sure to subscribe and set up notifications so you can stay up to date with the channel. Alright, let's get started. So as time went on with Doom Eternal, there's always been usually an event every month, at least as far as what we've seen so far. And with this new update, there's actually two events. And with this one here, the first one we have is what's called the Castle Grayskull, which is so funny because definitely something, a reference to Castle Grayskull, for those who know about He-Man.
And he prays! Oh my God, praise!
And for this one, obviously, is a mini event, so it only has like a few things. There's no like gun unlocks for skins or for the Slayer or any other demons. This one's only for the Pain Elemental and Mancubus, along with some player icons as well. And this one here is actually not too bad. Like with the skins, of course it gives you that gray skin tone, kind of like the 25th anniversary Slayer skin. I really like that type of skin. It was something that was cool. I wish it was a little bit better, but other than that, it's really not that bad, for just a mini event, just to kind of get things going for the mini event. And of course with this one though, it only lasts for a week. So by the time I upload this video, well, June 25th is when they started the update. This will only go until July 2nd. So definitely get out there, play the game if you really want to get these skins unlocked. And then of course the nice thing is that id Software actually updated the XP, because it used to only be about like 10,000 points or so that you can get for each of the challenges. So now it actually goes up to usually about 25,000, which is really great. And I'll be talking about something else with Empowered Demons as well in this update, which actually does help with the experience points and so on. But yeah, that's the big major part of the event, is just the Castle Grayskull. This one is really cool, so definitely jump onto that one. Moving on, the next thing we know of is the Twitch Prime loot, which is which is a really funny one. I remember seeing this one on social media a while ago, and this one's just a cosplay Slayer master collection. So with this one here, just basically is the Doom Slayer just looking like a cosplayer, which is really funny. I think this one is either trolling somebody I've seen on social media, or I don't know, maybe they're just supporting him or whatnot. But of course, here you have three different colors. You got the green, red, and white. I really am digging the red one, so I've been using that one right now. And the funny thing is, when you look at him in the cutscenes, he's actually wearing a ski mask, which is really funny because, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's just really funny. And because usually you get to see his face or whatnot in the cutscene, at least the intro cutscene. And then all the other cutscenes is just really funny because his outfit is just really ghetto or whatnot. But as far as the customization options, there's of course the different things you can change as far as the podium, and then of course the different poses for like the intro, for battle mode and things like that. One of them is really funny for when you actually win a match, and it's just I think this one's really a really fun one to win. So of course if you have Twitch Prime, now keep in mind if you have Amazon Prime, obviously this is how you can get it. You don't have to buy it directly through Twitch. I just so happen to have Twitch Prime, and you can usually get it pretty cheap if you have like a student Prime account. I would assume you can actually just go set up like a trial Amazon Prime for like, I think it's about a month or a week or so, and then you can just use that to get a free skin. Why not, right? So definitely is a really cool skin to use, and like I said, there's the three different options as green, red, and white. Another thing here definitely wanted to mention was just a note from the devs. This is something from Marty Stratton, and I just wanted to read at least the first part here. And here he just says, on behalf of everyone at id, I want to thank our incredible community of players for the time and passion you've already invested in Doom Eternal. As always, your videos, analysis, feedback, and skill continue to inspire us. Looking back to earlier this year, I never would have believed our team would spend the first 3 months after launch working entirely from our homes, but I'm excited by all that is being accomplished under these unusual circumstances. Now, of course, the rest of it just kind of talks about the updates and what's going to be entailed in there. And of course, at the very end, the other thing I wanted to highlight, it just says, in addition to the recent game updates, our team is also hard at work on 2 campaign DLCs, invasion mode, new master level experiences, additional battle mode updates, and the Nintendo Switch version alongside our talented partners at Panic Button. We can't wait to share more details with you about each of these in the months ahead. Thank you all again for your support and enthusiasm. So that's really a lot of good news right there. So we know that they are definitely still working on the 2 DLCs for the campaign, Invasion Mode, Master Levels, and all the other things. Now, as far as when these will be released, it's still kind of up in the air. I'm thinking a big chunk of it will probably be released around QuakeCon. Now, they have recently said that there will be like a virtual QuakeCon, which is pretty cool. So we know that there will be something to be shared there. Now, of course, without the whole pandemic and everything, in a different scenario, like, I'm pretty sure they still would have shown a lot of Doom Eternal content there anyway. So whether or not we'll see how the campaign will kind of look like in the DLC, that'll be great to see. If not, then it might be a little bit sooner. Hopefully sooner than later, right? So that's definitely something I wanted to kind of point out, and especially with the Nintendo Switch version. I believe I heard a rumor of that one coming out in July, so that might still just be a rumor. Who knows? I would assume that would be a good time. That's several months after release. I think that is enough time for it to be released for those who have a Nintendo Switch. So I guess we'll find out. Of course, moving on, we have, as far as new battle mode content is concerned, now we have a new map finally, which is called Torment. This one's actually a really cool looking one, and under the description for it, it says the UAC fled this outpost after the Slayer prevented Hell's invasion of Earth. The Titans, once used as research specimens, remain eternal prisoners of this unholy excavation. So right there, I think that's really cool to see, because that actually may give us an idea of how the future DLC will kind of come about. So we know that the UAC, at least the cultists, because you got to remember that there are 2 different parts of the UAC. We have the cultists, and then the ones that Samuel Hayden was in charge of on Phobos and Mars, whatnot. And so we know that, of course, according to this, the UAC, at least the cultists, I should say, are still around. All they did was just evacuate this research center, and then we may actually encounter them later on in the DLC. I really hope we do. I did have another video a few videos ago that did talk about the UAC and that they still might be around. So I think that'll be a great part of the DLC, at least have an antagonist to the DLC there, other than obviously the Dark Lord or whatnot, because the UAC obviously has a huge part to play in the Doom franchise, so it just makes sense to have the UAC of some sort have a big part to play in the DLC. So hopefully we'll find out a little bit more on that, but that is a really good point to make as far as this battle mode map. Now, of course, it is just part of battle mode, so it may not even have anything to do with the campaign, but according to the description, I'm really thinking that it does. So definitely keep an eye on that one in the future. Now, of course, moving on to the other part here, we did know that there is another event that's going to happen next week, which is Hack to the Future 2, which is so funny. I love how they're naming these things here. The great thing about this one is that we get to finally get the skin for the Revenant, the retro skin from Doom 2. This one, I think, has been a really big request from a lot of fans, and I'm glad they're finally doing it. And now, of course, there has been, I think it was a leak or something that was found on, like, in Reddit, the subreddit or something like that, where somebody did find all the different skins for, future updates. And I think the Doom 2 Revenant skin was in there anyway. So if you haven't seen that, I believe you can find it somewhere. I know that Midnight, I think he had a video where he was talking about that as well a while ago. But other than that, it looks like an awesome skin. I love how they do still have kind of that, almost looks like football shoulder pads, at least for the Revenant. At least that's what it looked like in Doom 2. And as a kid, I always thought he had red pants, but no, that's actually flesh and blood. So, but other than that, yeah, he looks really cool. And then, of course, it's a master collection, so he's going to come with really retro looking, sprite podium, which is really cool looking. I like it. That one is something I'm definitely going to work towards trying to unlock. But of course, other cool things that go along with the event is that we also get more skins for the Slayer, the Marauder, and the Archvile. And then, of course, the Chain Gun has a really cool looking skin for it as well. Now, of course, this event only goes from July 2nd to August 6th, so definitely take advantage of that when that one unlocks next week. Now, moving on, of course, I did mention about empowered demons. Now, of course, obviously, they do help with experience as far as unlocking more things or whatnot, as far as cosmetics. But, of course, now there's been an upgrade to it here where now they'll actually, hopefully, of course, be shown more throughout the campaign. The problem was when they first appeared, or at least when they first introduced them, I believe it was from the first update, is that it was pretty rare to come across an empowered demon. I know that I only came across one maybe every other level, maybe sometimes it was was a couple times a level. Actually, I don't even think it was a couple times. I think I've only ever came across one each level. So hopefully this time we'll actually encounter them multiple times throughout each level, at least like once through every arena or whatnot. I think that'll be a great way to really keep things challenging, at least for those who like to keep replaying and getting that experience and stuff to unlock the cosmetics. The only downside is now with the Empowered Demons upgrade is that the player names are not going to be shown on the Empowered Demons. So it's just going to say Empowered Demon or Empowered like Cacodemon, Empowered Hell Knight. It won't say something across the lines of like this Hell Knight killed this person. I think maybe that's why it was harder to come across an Empowered Demon, just because obviously you would have to die by a demon. So now that a lot of players have been playing the game a lot and not dying as many times, because there's a lot of people that have already been beaten the game on Ultra Nightmare. There's, you know, I think by now a lot of people are more skilled at the game, so it just makes more sense to just generate empowered demons throughout each random encounter. So that just makes more sense. But that's a really cool upgrade, and I'm really looking forward to finding more empowered demons, because it really does make a big challenge, because a Hell Knight is even stronger than its counterpart. So other updates that we've gotten now for battle mode, of course, these are kind of some obvious ones. So as far as the updates there, we have some more improvements for like latency, the boosters menu, some just minor things right there. Obviously it does help. I think a big reason why a lot of people aren't playing battle mode as often is because there's just a lot of latency, or at least their internet connection is not the best. But some other big things that it did help out is that you can now have some demon key bindings. Of course, other things moving on the list there, of course, we have the photo mode improvements. The last part of it here is just basically now you can pin your favorite podium and skin to the main menu as a favorite. This is actually a pretty cool thing, because it was kind of a pet peeve of mine, because what happens usually when you're in the customization menu, let's say you're customizing your Slayer skin, and then you accidentally move your mouse, let's say on the arch file, and then you get into the main menus part of it, and then it just keeps the arch file there. So now what will happen is that if you make it your favorite skin and podium a favorite, no matter what, the default will be whatever you choose. I believe that's how that works out. I haven't really delved too much into that one yet, but that one just kind of makes sense to me. And then of course, finally, they do have some other fixes that are on the release notes, just kind of like little patches here and there, which are always great improvements for the quality of life for both the campaign and battle mode. But other than that, those are all the updates that we know of so far from Update 2. Definitely a lot of great ones. And like I said, with the DLC, I think with that battle mode map, I think that'll definitely delve a little bit into what the DLC, at least maybe the first campaign DLC, will look like, because we know that there will be 2 of them. And then as far as all the other skins, look awesome. The quality of life improvements, everything just is really keeping this game alive, which is really great, because that's the main reason why a lot of people stop playing all these other games, because there's just not any updates. You know, some games kind of like Anthem, we don't really play anymore. So of course with Doom Eternal, I really appreciate all the hard work id Software is doing for all of us, especially how they're, you know, working from home and all this stuff that's going on. And I think that this game is definitely going to last a lot longer. So what do you guys think about that? You know, let me know down in the comment section. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hopefully I was able to cover the majority of what was entailed in the update. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed what you see here, definitely, you know, shoot me a like and subscribe, and be sure to share this out there. Also be sure to check out my social media accounts at RipNtear Gaming to see other things over there. You guys are all awesome. Definitely be safe. You know, we're in some troubling times right now. Be good to each other, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So don't forget to rip and tear. Peace.